Update and technical analysis on Anheuser-Busch InBev, a company of the consumer defensive sector in beverages and brewers, here off the daily interval. And we have officially cracked that key inflection point that I had been hyping and harping about right off the 5804 price support, right off the daily interval. We ended up bouncing right back, testing it right amongst it. And again, leverage up, if not an add-on to your existing position size, and really leverage up for that big move to the downside there. And thus far, that was good for a 6.3% crash right off that primary downtrend line off the weekly interval. The entire trade been good for a 19.06% crash. Call it a double-digit crash, as I had suspected. And here we are, honing in on the 53.88 price support. This is a very crucial element to the weekly interval. Bull traders, dip buyers need to really hold this key level and key inflection point really at all costs. I know I was hyping and harping the 5804 price support, and we would go down in a waterfall style of selling. But this really needs to take a hold and foot, and I'll zoom in here off the weekly interval. Extremely oversold on the daily interval here, and here we are. I'll add the Fibonacci retracement levels right off the peak of that trough there, and as you can tell, that is the 236 Fips retracement. There will be weekly interval damage if taken out there, and if that goes at 53.88 price support, you're going to have already key technical momentum indicators starting to overshoot their zero line thresholds down below in the oscillator and moving average convergence, with already a solid red candle closes below that oscillator histogram. So if that goes, it's not going to look good, and you're going to have two more key support levels that must hold. But again, if this gets taken out, which was again the 50 weekly moving average right amongst that 5804 price support that I had been hyping up for a much larger wave of selling, if that goes, it's going to big pressure on the weekly technical momentum indicators and a prolonged move potentially to the downside. So I do favor a potential bounce right amongst that 53.88 price support, potentially for a small day trade. Nothing too leveraged, but again, anything's possible. This could just start to drip to the downside and have an excess amount of more continued selling if breached.